Our lecture with the anterior compartment of forearm. There are two type of deviance of the forearm. There are superficial muscle which are present near to the skin, and the other are the deep muscles. First of all, we start with the pronator teres muscle. From where it originates? It originates from two heads. One is from the medial epicondyle of the humerus, and the other is from the ulnar head or deep head, which originates from the medial border of the coronoid process of the ulna. There's the medial border of the coronoid process of ulna, and it's the medial epicondyle of the humerus. And where it get inserted at the lower one third of the radius, lower one third of the lateral part of the lateral border of the radius, border of the radius. And where this, just the lower one third border of the radius. And how the muscle moves is just like this. This is our pronator teres muscle. It is supplied by the median nerve, and its functions are pronation of the forearm, and it also assists in the flexion of forearm. That's called pronation. And that's called the flexion of the wrist. Second muscle is the flexor carpi ulnaris. From it is as by name, it is supplied by the ulnar nerve. And from where it gets its origin from. Its origin is also from two slips. First is medial epicondyle. All the common flexor muscles are originated from the medial epicondyle, and the second is the coronoid process of ulna. Its medial border. And let us locate where is there's a medial epicondyle, and that's the medial border of the coronoid process, and where it get inserted. First of all, it get inserted into the pisiform bone. There's our pisiform bone, and then to the hook of hemitate bone. Here is our hemitate bone. There is a ligament, pisilohemitate ligament. After that, its distal attachment is with the fifth metacarpal. The metacarpal of the small or little finger. And how it moves? It moves like that. There's our flexor carpi ulnaris, and its function. It has two major functions. First of all, flexion of the wrist. flexion of the wrist, and adduction of the wrist. Adduction of the wrist. And let us move with our to our third muscle, that is palmaris longus. Palmaris longus, as by name palmaris, palmar surface, and longus, it is long, and and it is supplied by the median nerve. Its origin is from the medial epicondyle of humerus. There's our medial epicondyle of humerus, and its insertion is in the palmaris aponeurosis. That's the palmaris aponeurosis. In on the above, it is present on the anatomical position. When we look at the anatomical position of hand, on the upper surface of hand, there is palmaris aponeurosis. And how it moves? It moves just like that. That's palmaris aponeurosis. Its function is the function flexion of the wrist, and move to our third muscle, that is called flexor digitorum superficialis. Its origin is by from two surfaces, medial epicondyle of humerus, and the other is the humero-ulnar head. Humero-ulnar head. It is a three slip. Three slip. First is from the anterior oblique line of the radius. Line of the radius. Second is the medial border of the medial border of the coronoid process. And the third one is the medial collateral ligament. That's the medial collateral ligament. First of all, medial border of the coronoid process, medial epicondyle, and there is a medial collateral ligament present here. Okay, and there's the anterior oblique line of radius, and where it gets its insertion from the proximal basis of the proximal, that's the basis of the metacarpal. Here the its fiber are divided into four slips, which goes to the middle phalanx, and the four slips are further divided into two slips, which get attached on the either side of the middle phalanx. So it attached on the middle phalanx. So how it moves? From here it moves like these are the muscle, this is the muscle, and on this place it is further divided into four slips. These are the four slips, and from here it divides into two slips, which gets either attached on the middle no, on the lateral and medial surfaces of the middle phalanx. This is our flexor digitorum superficialis. It is supplied by the median nerve, and functions. The most important, flexion of the fingers. fingers. From where it get from where it flexes at the inter uh, phalangeal joints, at interphalangeal joints, interphalangeal joints. Now move to our last muscle of the superficial part of the anterior compartment, that is flexor carpi radialis. Its origin is from the medial epicondyle, and it get inserted into the second and third bases of the metacarpal. It is supplied by the median nerve, and what are its functions? It flexes the wrist joint. Flexion of wrist joint. Now locate the muscle. This is the medial epicondyle, and these are the bases of second and third metacarpal. So it moves like this. That's the medial. That's our flexor carpi radialis. Now move